Welcome to Loving Life Hitched Up. How would you like to wake up to $1 million view like this? We're going to tell you how you can do that for only $3. And we're also going to give you tips on boondocking. We'll cover all 4 of the basic areas.
We're going to give you tips on the 4 basic areas so you can start boondocking like a pro. Electricity, food, water, and security.
We only paid $3 for this $1 million view. The $3 were for the toll for the Skyway Bridge. The Skyway Bridge is located between St. Petersburg, Florida and Bradenton, Florida. We're on the St. Petersburg side by the fishing pier, but there are actually 4 rest areas along this road.
So we came here with the idea that we are going to boondock for the first time. We are trying an actual full-fledged side of the road boondock.
Hopefully they'll let us stay here because the signs do say no overnight camping.
No overnight camping or trailer parking, but folks that we've spoken to along the way here said that it's not strictly enforced.
And listen, somebody down the road has their grill out, they've unhitched.
Yeah, they're not even there.
Yeah.
The trailer's there, but they're not anywhere to be found. So we're hoping we don't get that knock in the middle of the night telling us we got to move on. If so, lesson learned. But
we'll let you know what happens.
We have still spent an amazing day with an amazing view for $3.
No doubt.
These are just your basic boondocking tips to get you started on boondocking if you've never done it before. Definitely not going to be an all-inclusive list for those folks out there doing technical boondocking that are really out there, challenging circumstances, challenging locations. This will get you through those parking lots or those first few times when you're not sure how it goes, to maybe one day you can learn how to live off the grid for months at a time.
We can't survive without water. So make sure that when you're boondocking, you know exactly where to get some drinkable water. If you're not sure where you're going to get drinkable water, err on the side of caution and fill up your fresh water tank before you leave. The key to boondocking is knowing how to save water. So we're going to give you some tips that we use to save water. Something we do to conserve water when we're boondocking is we take sailor showers.
Or PT showers, as we call them in the Marine Corps. That comprises of quickly getting yourself wet, lathering up, then rinsing off. But the key to that is turning the water off in between each of those stages.
Guess you can't do the hair when it's like that.
Maybe not that hair, but this hair you can. What that does is conserves water usage and also conserves the amount of water that's going into your gray tanks or your wastewater. Another element of boondocking is what are you going to do with that wastewater? A great option if your rig is equipped with is an outdoor shower. It gives you that opportunity to use outside, maybe a quick wash off your hands, feet, pets, kids, whatever. Also, you can do your dishes outside. Then you're not dealing with excessive gray water. But remember, you don't want to let that run either. So in between uses, cut that water off.
When you're boondocking, don't use your fine china. Just use disposable dishes and disposable silverware. But if you are using something that you must wash, think about using a collapsible dish pan. So now you can wash it in there, fill up the dish pan, and give that water to a thirsty bush outside of your rig. That's what tent campers have been doing for years.
A great tip might be adding to your rig a water conserving shower head that has an on and off switch, so you're not working on dials each time trying to get that temperature right. Just turn that switch off, water cuts off, and you're good to go. When you go boondocking with an RV, there's always that little bit of element of power that you need. Here's some tips on how we deal with that.
In today's modern age, having power is a must. And one of the things that maybe you should do is charge up all those electronic devices before you hit the road.
Having solar on your rig is a great help. Recharging those batteries gives you that little bit extra. Maybe you can stay out a little longer. We have solar on our rig and we can go for days. Requires one important thing though, sun. Our inverter allows us to use our 110 outlets off of our system. Knowing how much power you have in your inverter and making sure that you're not running excessive things while you're out there is a good way to keep those batteries from being drawn down. Knowing your rig and knowing your batteries is huge. Knowing how far down you can draw those batteries, types of batteries that you have, is a very important thing to know. You don't want to do anything that's going to damage those batteries, drawing them down too far, and then causing you problems in the long run. Not everything on our camper will run on the inverter and or our batteries, obviously, specifically our air conditioning unit. So we do carry a generator, a Honda EU 2200 generator that can power everything for us. You can't run a generator everywhere, requires fuel, obviously, for that generator. So know where you're going, whether it's allowed, and keep in mind, not everybody wants to hear your generator at night.
The next topic we're going to discuss is food. Now, we like to get rid of all our packages at home. So we take food out of the packages, that way it saves space in our trailer, and it also saves on the amount of garbage that we'll have to get rid of while we're out there. And we like to pre-cook our food. So therefore, it saves on energy, saves on water, and gives you that extra time to just enjoy where you are. Another thing we like to think about is easy meals. One pot meal or something you can make on the grill. Makes your life easy.
Let's take a moment and talk about security.
My husband always says I'm a rule follower, and he's right. So one of the things you should know are the rules of where you're planning on boondocking.
And if there are other folks boondocking in the area, go ahead and ask them. They're probably up to date on the rules.
If you pull up to this great boondocking location, but something in your gut tells you it's not safe or something's not right, listen to your gut.
Yeah, if it doesn't feel right, it probably isn't right, and you might want to just find a better spot. A key thing you want to keep in mind when picking that boondocking spot, if it's not a parking lot, if it's out in nature, is the weather. You don't want to pick that beautiful spot alongside of the river. In a heavy downpour, you might find yourself in a flooding location.
When you get to your boondocking spot, think about only bringing out the minimal amount of things, just in case you have to leave in a hurry.
And if you do stay hitched up, which some folks prefer to do that, just be sure that you're not drawing down on your tow vehicle battery. In the event of emergency, you'd hate to have a dead battery situation when you need to get out.
All right, we're going to share with you some etiquette rules that'll keep you from annoying your camping neighbors. Now, one of them is consider your space. If you're in a big area, don't pull up too close to your neighbor. Give them that privacy.
Yeah, leave a little space in between. Everybody appreciates that. Another very important thing is don't be that guy, girl, running your noisy generator all night long. If you're out in nature, nobody wants to hear all that stuff. And in a lot of parking lots, it's not even legal.
Give a hoot, don't pollute. I was raised on that slogan. Clean up after yourself.
You brought it in, you take it out with you. Find the appropriate place to get rid of it. And another thing to keep in mind when you are boondocking, whether it's out in BLM land or whether it's in a parking lot, don't set up your glamping setup. Don't drag out your jacuzzi and your projection screen TV. That's not really what that's for. And in a lot of places, it could really aggravate those property owners.
We're glad to report we made it through the night.
No issues.
Yep. And here we are enjoying our morning tea. We hope these tips are helpful. And if you have any tips for us, leave them in the comment down below.
And remember, when you're out there loving life,
do it hitched up.
I'm not a crook.